Look, I know you don't gotta say it. I've been MIA for the last 3 months, but I have a legit excuse. Corona. No, but seriously, I'm sorry for the 20 of you who actually watch my videos. A lot's been going on with me in the past 3 months, so I'm sorry about that. That's on me. But hey, I'm here now. Hopefully to stay. The 2 video uploads a month was a little ambitious, and I probably didn't think that through all the way, so I think I'm gonna just dial it back to once a month. Also, I'll be dropping a Daybreak series to focus on some other shows. It wasn't like this big reason or anything, I just kind of lost interest with it over time. And again, I'd like to thank you all for being patient and working with me. I hope you continue to support the channel and all that good stuff. But you're here to see me talk about WALL-E, so let's get into it. WALL-E is a masterpiece in its genre. I don't need to say more. Well, that's it. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Alright, like, subscribe, share with your friends. I'm out.
My lord, shouldn't you at least explain why it's so great?
Why should I? Everybody knows, from the beautiful cinematography to the gorgeous animation and the great cast of characters, this is hands down one of Pixar's greatest masterpieces. And don't get me started on the music. Mwah! If you've been living under a rock for the past decade or have just been deprived the opportunity as a child to watch such a perfect film, then I honestly pity you. WALL-E released in the summer of 2008 alongside other great animated films such as Horton Hears a Who, the Madagascar sequel, and the critically acclaimed Kung Fu Panda, all which outshines abominations like Bolt the Boring, Open Season the Completely Unnecessary, and another movie released around this time is Igor, and against popular opinion is still loved by me, so shut up. I know it's bad, but nostalgia's a bitch. Just leave me be. I don't care how bad it is, expect a video on it in the near future, and yes, I will be defending my childhood. I gotta protect my memories at all costs. As we're given this beautiful opening shot of space while listening to Barbra Streisand, and Michael Crawford's Put On Your Sunday Clothes. We're then given this pan down shot to a barren earth. Notice the sun continues to blaze throughout the entire scene, leading up into our introduction of WALL-E. These gorgeous yet bleak surrounding shots mixed with a song that conveys happiness is by no means a mistake. This was an intentional choice, one of many great decisions made by Andrew Stanton. Stan is a wonderful director and screenwriter and has worked on plenty of great movies that I myself have grown to love over the years. And now I'm 20 years old, I still find myself admiring movies like Finding Nemo for its great storytelling or Ratatouille for its compelling animation. May this man never stop making great movies. After a wonderful opening, we're then brought down to meet our main man, or robot, WALL-E. Hey, he's more human and compassionate than some people I know, so I guess he gets a pass. Instead of boring us with over exposition and cheap ways screenwriters use to hand us background information, this movie opts to switch things up a little bit. You see, WALL-E, or Waste Allocation Low Lifter Earth Class, is a service robot, and like many others like him, were created to clean up the mass pollution on Earth. WALL-E is the last of his kind, at least from the Earth class, that's still operational. Seeing as how he was programmed to do a specific job, he still carries it out even if it means he does it alone. The company by and large had the people of Earth evacuated and put aboard a starship, while the WALL-Es conducted the revitalization of Earth. These details are given to the audience through what appears to be some sort of kiosk. No padding or over exposition, just a few short and sweet scenes that give us all we need to know. That way we're not lost and have a good grasp on what's going on in the narrative. Once WALL-E finishes his job for the day, he and his roach companion returns to his home. From what WALL-E collects and hoards, it's clear he has an attachment to older and more retro things. By this film taking place centuries in the future and having technological advances we couldn't even fathom, it puzzled me why a robot from the future would feel so obligated or damn right obsessed with things that should have been long forgotten by now, or at the very least become obsolete. And I wonder if this was a way to compare WALL-E being left alone and basically forgotten by humans to his attachment to things that have also been forgotten. What if the reason he enjoys these things and finds peace in them is because he can relate? He knows how it feels to be left all alone and forgotten. Then again, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I don't think I am. Like, really think about it. Think back to the first time you ever seen this movie. Then you feel like this open loneliness and somewhat depressed feeling. When you think about it like that, it completely changes how you feel about WALL-E. I don't have to tell you how lonely he is. Look who he hangs with, a cockroach. That's his best friend. I just want to give him a hug. I don't think any movies from my childhood made me this sad. Like, really, man. To prove my point further, look where he chooses to sleep. He could sleep anywhere, yet he chooses to curl up on a shelf with his belongings. This gives me the impression that he really does feel like he belongs there. And once he's fully transformed, you couldn't even tell him apart from the other things that's on the shelf. He even has to rock himself to sleep while playing his favorite song. WALL-E, come here, let me give you a hug, you beautiful soul. The next day, WALL-E picks up where he left off, this time finding what we expect is the last life on Earth, and without hesitation returns home with it. After years of loneliness, he's taken back by what could be the world's last life to offer. Wally, a robot designed to carry out one simple task, immediately recognized the beauty that life can bring. How can a robot appreciate the things that we have taken for granted and neglected for so long? I don't know if this was planned or just a coincidence, but I like to think that they knew exactly the message they wanted to give their audience. After discovering the plant and making it back home, Wally chases a red beam and attempts to grab it. It turns out that it was actually a ship landing to drop off Eve, or Extraterrestrial Vegetation Evaluator, which is not as catchy as Wally, but whatever. Eve was created by the same company who evacuated Earth and were the creators of Wally. Eve was sent to Earth to find any signs of life, with no luck and cursing more than I do when I'm watching a bad movie. Seriously, listen to this. Come again? One more time? At first she gives Wally the cold shoulder, but over time she warms up to him. Wally takes her back to his home, where we're then given this amazing scene with Wally sharing the things he treasured most with Eve. That coupled with Wally practically getting what he wanted for so long, this entire sequence is just magical, and I remember growing so attached to both of these characters when I was young. Now, after filling our hearts with passion and love between two of the most likable characters in Pixar history, they then proceed to take all those feelings, bottle it up, pour gasoline on it, and then set it on fire. It turns out once an Eve identifies life on Earth, they go into this sort of sleep-like state, a rest mode almost. For days on end, Wally tries everything to get Eve to wake up. He held an umbrella for her, even though I'm sure she's waterproof. I can only imagine the feeling of getting everything you wanted for so long, just to have it taken away in a matter of moments. During Eve's absence, it's absolutely clear how Wally feels about her. He even goes as far as to give her a lovely date. If you wanted any more proof that Wally's old school, he also engraved their names how you would see in those old romantic movies. You know, X plus Y forever, that kind of thing. It's cheesy, but it's the kind of thing that always warms your heart. I would say after these events that the story begins to take off and start really getting into the meat and potatoes. I do not know why I said that. I have never let anything like that come out of my mouth, ever. I apologize. So after Wally leaves for another day on the job, the ship that dropped Eve off has suddenly come back to pick her up. And as a true lover boy, he races to her side, barely making it in time to latch onto the ship, keeping true love alive. See, you have heroes like this, and then you have heroes like Wally. There's no comparison. Wally is officially #1 hero. And I love the attention to detail in this movie. Remember this part later when Wally tells Mr. Roach to sit here and don't move. It's great, trust me. Now that Wally's attached to the outside of the shuttle, he's in it to the end now. Did I mention I love this animation? Because I love this movie's animation. Like, how did Pixar even do this in 2008? I can name like 5 movies off the top of my head that was released this same year, and Wally looks god tier next to them. The shuttle then boards the Axiom, where the rest of humanity now resides. It's never made clear if all of humanity was on board the ship or not, but I can overlook one small oversight for this phenomenal movie. After boarding was finished, Wally sneaks down to Eve while she's in the cleaning process. One of the cleaning crew robots, who I remember calling Neat Freak as a kid, hates Wally. And like, man, damn, I completely understand. Wally is a total asshole. I don't know if it's just me, but to this day, I still found this scene hilarious. I can't say that for a good portion of movies from my childhood. Anytime I sit down and rewatch a movie I seen as a kid, the comedy is either hit or miss. I'm not saying Wally's big on comedy, but the little it implements, it does great. And without a doubt, I think the comedy withstood the test of time. Why do I make it sound like it's been 100 years since this movie released? I don't know about you guys, but it definitely feels longer. After seeing Wally's asshole side, Eve, after being clean, is taken yet again, and the chase continues. Wally then causes at least a dozen robot crashes. During this scene, I didn't take it at face value. To me, it's a showing of how different Wally is from being alone all these years, and unlike all these other robots, he's had the opportunity to self-reflect, and in doing so, it's given him this almost like free will of his own, where he's not just subjected to conform to his programming. But like I said, I'm known to read into things too much. But how can I not? I'm sure it's in my blood at this point. To get back on topic, we then get to see what becomes of the rest of humanity. In the near future, and when I say near, I mean like 700 years, humans have become extremely lazy. I'm talking like otaku levels. Want to FaceTime with your boy? Done. Never mind that he's 5 feet from you. How about a lazy boy that floats and caters to your every need? Check.
Hey, drink the bus. Here, take the cup.
Bitch, you got me fucked up. You can suck my left nut. John C.
Look, I understand that you can't throw your trash away, but my boy Wally ain't having that shit. Wait, is that who I think it is?
John.
It's the Yeti from Monsters Inc. and it's Hammy from Toy Story. Good old John Ratzenberg never failed to impress. As Eve's being transported to the captain, we get a few establishing shots of the Axiom, allowing us to see how humans have evolved over the past several centuries. Or should I say, enlarged. Yeah, you see what I did there? You know what I'm saying? Because they got bigger, you know what I'm saying? Enlarged, bigger, more weight.
Hilarious, sir.
Of course it was. I'm known to dabble in a little comedy every now and again. Here's another one.
Apologies, my lord, but perhaps another time. After all, everybody's here for Wally.
You're right. I shouldn't give all my best material away in one video, which is why I'm going to end it right here, you guys. I know. Y'all were so happy to have me back, and now it feels like I'm just leaving all over again. But like I said, I'm here to stay now. This project on Wally just came out a little bit longer than I thought it'd be, so I'm going to just split it in half and then post them separately. Thank you all for your continued support. I hope you keep supporting the channel. Please like and subscribe. Don't hesitate to leave a comment below for any future suggestions for videos. It has been your king. Until next time, later.